So one of my clients is experiencing a lot of crying, and he said in today's meeting that he literally hasn't cried more than 5 times since he's been a kid. And now he's crying a lot, and he recently started to do some of the techniques that I teach that are designed to get him back in his body. This is called interoception, the experience of the embodied self. And he's also starting to release a lot of the tension, adrenaline, and emotion from his body. And it's calming his nervous system so that his emotions can process. See, what ends up happening is whenever your body is in a very high state of survival, anything that's not paramount for survival gets put on hold. That's why your mouth gets dry sometimes, because your salivary gland stops secreting saliva, because that's not necessary for survival. That's why you can sometimes have some digestion issues, because digesting, the pizza that you ate for dinner is not necessary for survival. There's a whole host of internal processes that get put on hold whenever your body goes into fight, flight, freeze response. But as we do things to communicate safety to the brain, body, and nervous system, and you start to come out of fight, flight, freeze back into something called your social engagement system, which is the part of your nervous system that comes back online when your brain is perceiving safety, what's going to happen is all these things that were put on hold are going to start to happen again. Your salivary glands will start to produce saliva again. You will have proper digestion, and also your emotions will start to process. And he told me he's crying all the time. And I said, good, this is actually great. I know that it may seem like a bad thing. Well, isn't crying bad? No, crying is great. Crying is part of how your body processes the trauma that is stored in your body. And there's also other emotions, anger and all kinds of emotions that need to be released. The more that you suppress your emotions, the more that they're going to get trapped in your body, and there's going to be certain sensory data that keeps triggering these emotions, and then now they're just stuck on repeat in your body, keeping your body a war zone. And so it's actually a very good thing that he's processing these emotions. And what I told him is I said, as you let them peak and then start to come down, it's like waves of the ocean. The waves are going to get less and less and less until they're fully processed. And also, he's starting to get glimmers of feeling normal again the more that he releases this buildup. He said he kept having 15-second periods where he started to feel connected again and calm, and there weren't any symptoms of depersonalization, realization, or panic or anxiety. And he's only been working with me for 4 weeks. That is how fast things start to happen. And I told him that eventually, once he goes through this process, his whole life will be feeling normal, and that is full recovery.